blind, stupid, or probably poor. My name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. You can hear all about me and my best friend Cody Rhodes at AEW Insider.
What's up, peeps? As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for a very special edition of the AEW Insider. I was contemplating what I should do about wrestling this year because this is first and foremost a wrestling channel, and I was going to do the wrestlers of the decade, but literally by the time I got done researching it, because I started too late, it wouldn't have it till almost the end of next year. So I cut the list down to 20 wrestlers who did amazing in the year of 2019, and hopefully you're going to continue that and go even further in 2020. This list is definitely going to be controversial. I do have the top 20 plus some honorable mentions in each part of the video. This is part 1 of 4 parts. So let's get to the list. Number 20, Orange Cassidy. Now, I told you this list would be controversial. There are a couple wrestlers on this list that people are going to fucking hate or be like, no way they should be on it. And like I always say, I don't give a fuck because this is my list and not yours. But you cannot deny Orange Cassidy. In the last few years, he has been burning it up on the independent circuit, but his wrestling style is an acquired taste. But nobody else is doing it, and definitely nobody can do it like him. The moves this guy can do just on his own are crazy, and when he puts it in his gimmick with his hands in his pocket, his sunglasses, what have you, the crowd gets hyped all the fucking time. And that's what you want when you are a performer or wrestler. You want a reaction, a big reaction from the crowd, good or bad. First time I seen him live was this April at WrestleCon in New York. He was amazing, had the crowd going crazy, and now he is officially signed to AEW, and he is teamed up with Chucky T and Trent Beretta. In 2020, all 3 of them are going to have huge years, especially Beretta and Cassidy, but sky is the limit for Orange Cassidy in 2020, and he is our pick for number 20 of this list. Number 19, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Will Ospreay. Nobody can move in a ring like him. Literally, anytime you watch him, it's like watching a piece of art in motion. His moves are so fluid. He just soars through the fucking air. He is the epitome of what wrestling should be. If there was a picture next to the definition of wrestling dictionary, Will Ospreay's picture should be there. From what I could see, he is loyal to New Japan. He has his own wrestling promotion himself, but I would love to see him come to the States to either AEW or WWE to get the proper due that he deserves. Will Ospreay is amazing, and I have no doubt in my mind that by next year, the end of 2020, he'll probably be in the top 7, if not 5, of this list. Number 18, Joey Ryan. As of right now, Joey Ryan is the king of the independent circuit. He's been working a lot with Impact Wrestling towards the end of the year, but from what I know, he has not signed like full-time with any company, and he is an amazing indie wrestler. And he's another one that you're going to love to hate. His whole gimmick is his dick. He supposedly got some big, strong, fucking huge dick, and he actually makes another male wrestler grab it, and when they grab it, he can actually flip the opponent with his penis. It's fucking crazy. He's been on fire this year. He's been wrestling everywhere. Everybody knows his name in the ring and online, and he actually had his first independent event this April, which we were at. You can see the footage on our channel. It was called Joey Ryan's Penis Party, and let me tell you, that pay-per-view was fucking awesome, and we hope he has one in 2020. So let's just pray that Joey Ryan does pick a pro wrestling company to have a career with this year, and we can really see what the King of Dong style has up his sleeve. Number 17, Jay White. Jay White is awesome. He's one of the best heels going in the game. You never know what the fuck he's going to do. He's always keeping you thinking. He talks that talk and he can back it up. In a few years, he is going to be huge. And I think he might actually leave New Japan because like Kenny Omega, these guys are the workhorses. These guys are the stars and should be their number 1 stars, but they always get pushed aside and cast away for Japan's favorites, and it's not right. This year, Jay White became the leader of the Bullet Club. If you know the Bullet Club's history, you know their leaders always pretty much just do amazing. Their original leader and creator, Finn Balor, look what he went to do. Even though his career fell off the last couple of years, he's killing it again in NXT, and he will be killing it some more when he decides what to do when his contract is up. Then you do have their other leader, AJ Styles. You don't even have to say anything about AJ Styles. He's fucking amazing. He's phenomenal. And then you also have their other leader, which was Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, nothing. Again, you have nothing to say about him. The guy is amazing. And then you do have their newest leader, which is Jay White. They actually gave him the New Japan World title, but they took it away very quickly and kind of delegated him back to mid-card, which is really fucked up. He was on the rise. I don't know if he did something behind the scenes or whatever, or it's just in Japan politics when they shit on the white man. But Jay White had a phenomenal year this year, becoming the leader of the Bullet Club and New Japan's world champion, and we're going to see what he's got up his sleeve in 2022. Some honorable mentions of this list are Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga is awesome. He's another one with a big mouth, but he'll definitely back it up in the ring or in real life. The dude's a fucking nut and a loose cannon. He's related to the Usos, the Rocks, and all them. He's Samoan by bloodline. He's got his real life brother with him as his tag team partner. Tama Tonga pretty much is the glue of the Bullet Club that keeps them together. And I give him a lot of credit this year because he actually put himself aside and had no problem with Jay White taking the reins as the Bullet Club. When Tama Tonga goes solo and actually comes to the States to wrestle, he's going to be a fucking huge star. Charlotte Flair. It might seem like she really hasn't done a lot this year, or, compared to what she's done in the past, but even though she hasn't had the belt for the majority of the year, Charlotte Flair is still the #1 chick in WWE. Vince McMahon did handpick her to be the third person in the Ronda Rousey Becky Lynch fight at WrestleMania for both the women's world title. He thought the match could be a lot better with her in it, even though the WWE Universe didn't agree. So that's a lot to say about her. Plus, no matter what's going on with the women's division in WWE, as long as she is working, she's always involved with it. Doesn't matter which promotion or which, brand she's on. Charlotte Flair is awesome. And the rumors are that she is going to be teaming up with her real-life boyfriend, Andrade. So we got to see what that goes. But Flair truly is the queen of WWE. And our final honorable mention for this list, Thomas Ciampa. Now, Ciampa is awesome. I don't think a lot of people followed his career, but he was with Ring of Honor for a lot of years. They kept scrubbing him. He might have only had 3 matches out of, 2-3 years that were actually with main wrestlers. Usually he was in squash matches or bullshit. When his contract was up, he went to Ring of Honor and said, listen, man, I believe in you guys as much as you believe in me. And they pretty much told him he wasn't worth more than like $20,000 or $25,000 a year. He said, say no more. That's all I had to hear. You guys don't believe in me? I'm fucking gone. He went on the indies for a while. He signed to NXT, and now everybody knows his name. He is a leader of the locker room in NXT. He was a great NXT world champion with his NXT title, aka Goldie. He got injured numerous times. He's come back bigger and better every fucking time, and he has vowed that he will not go to the main roster in WWE. If so, he will quit. We know that will change, but it is admirable. So I do give the last honorable spot of this list to Thomas Ciampa. And finally, for part 1 of my top 20 wrestlers of 2019, we do have the cleaner, Kenny Omega. Now, Kenny Omega's had an amazing career in New Japan. Like I said, he was a leader of the Bullet Club. He was with the Elite, with the Young Bucks and everybody else. And he was even with the Golden Elite, the Young Bucks and Ibushi. Kenny Omega is fucking just sickening. The only reason why he isn't higher on this list, because he hasn't wrestled that much this year. He was the hottest free agent towards the beginning of the year, January, February, whatever the fuck it was. Everybody wanted to know where Omega was going to go, even though we did know where he was going to end up, and it was in AEW. But AEW didn't have a lot of events this year. Towards the middle of the year, they had a pay-per-view every couple months, and then they just debuted on TV in, October? So he's killed it since then, though. Don't get it fucked up. Kenny Omega has had ridiculous matches with Joey Janela and Jon Moxley so far. So next year, when he's in full swing and full effect in AEW, I know he's going to be higher on this list, because Kenny Omega is the fucking man. All right, peeps. Well, that's it for part one of the 4-part list of my top 20 wrestlers of 2019. I'm hoping you enjoyed the list so far. I know there's a lot of oohs and ahs, but trust me, it does get a lot better. Remember to check us out on all podcasting platforms, Facebook and YouTube under the AEW Insider, and on Twitter, we're the AEW Insider 1. And I will be back with the top 5 wrestlers of this list, aka part 2. I'll see you in a bit. Ciao, peeps.